Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Yue Eats. I'm Yue and I am still in Beijing, China. Gonna be here for a few more days. If you hear a frog in my throat, excuse me, I'm getting over being sick for a bit, so wasn't able to film too much in China, but before we leave, there is one place I did want to show you guys. Now, I am here in Beijing visiting Tina's family. You know, you might say I kind of took the long way back from London. We were in the UK, and then rather than fly straight home, we decided to stop by Beijing for a bit to visit some fam. But yeah, so Tina's family lives in a really nice part of Beijing, really residential, really kind of suburban in a way, and yeah, it's a really clean and a really peaceful place, so it's always nice being out here. However, one place that I want to review before I go back to USA is, ironically, probably the most American restaurant that I could ever think of, McDonald's, Mickey D's. Now, the past few weeks, I've reviewed all sorts of fancy restaurants in the UK, you know, Michelin star restaurants, afternoon tea, steak, and even Michelin star food here in China. But eating all this fancy food, it gets kind of old after a while, so I'm kind of craving some down-to-earth, everyman food. So McDonald's, like most places in the world, here in China is wildly popular. Now, you might think this is a dumb choice because you might think it's McDonald's. You can get McDonald's back home, but McDonald's is pretty regional in all of the different countries that it's located. Now, I did get to try Burger King while here, and that was fantastic. It wasn't super Chinese, most of it, but it was different, and I really enjoyed it. Kind of like Western food suited towards a Chinese palate. So I'm excited to see what McDonald's offers me, so let's check it out. Okay, so we are here in Chinese McDonald's in Beijing, China. And yeah, so far, a lot of it doesn't really look too different from normal McDonald's back home. Like, the layout almost looks exactly the same. I don't want to film too many people without my permission here in case they don't understand what I'm doing. But yeah, the layout is almost one-to-one to almost one-to-one to the US. Now, this is all in Chinese, and I may speak some Chinese, but I can't really read Chinese. But luckily for me, you can change this to English. So that is really helpful. So let's see what they got. So yeah, just showing you the menu real quick. Some of this is gonna be quite similar. Like, if we take a look at like chicken sandwiches and burgers, you will see that they have things like the McChicken, although some variations. This almost looks like a bigger chicken sandwich they have, although I guess they've started offering chicken sandwiches back in the US as well. Although a variation is that these grilled chicken sandwiches are really popular at fast food restaurants here in China, but they're not grilled like American grilled chicken sandwiches are. Like, they're kind of juicier, they're more like grilled, kind of like dark meat chicken as opposed to grilled white meat chicken. They're often called like grilled chicken leg, sort of. But then at the bottom here, they have a fried chicken and bamboo shoots wrap. So some stuff that you don't really get back home. So you know what? Maybe we'll try one of these grilled chicken sandwiches, like these kind of, oops, like one of these like roast chicken leg sandwiches, and one of these pickled bamboo shoots and fried chicken sandwiches as well. Big Mac section does not really look too different, although here they have a whole Angus beef section, a bunch of burgers that are all supposedly Angus quality beef, so very tempting. And they also have fried chicken here as well. I think fried chicken was a thing back in the US at McDonald's, but it was discontinued. But I remember when the McDonald's like Mighty Wings, I think is what they were called. I remember when this was a temporary thing. But yeah, it looks like the fried chicken scene here at Chinese McDonald's is still going strong. But I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna go with the two items I mentioned, the dark meat grilled chicken sandwich, a pickled bamboo shoots with fried chicken wrap. And then, you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go with a BFF Happy 4-pack snack set, which looks like it's like a really generous appetizer combo meal. So let's order those and get this show on the road. So we actually wound up adding one of the Angus burgers, but what's cool is that, so just a heads up if you ever come to China, is that China doesn't really take cash anymore. So be prepared to pay with Alipay or WeChat if you happen to use WeChat, but Alipay tends to be more favorable for most foreigners. Like you can just add a credit card to Alipay. WeChat I think is a little bit more complicated, but I actually didn't know that they actually do offer an ability to pay with foreign currency, mostly with credit card. So that's actually kind of cool, but it's okay. We have Alipay, so we'll just pay with RMB. All right. Okay guys, we just got our food from McDonald's and this is way more food than I expected. Somehow the lights here are somehow causing some sort of reaction with my phone, so it's just causing it to flicker, but when I hold it closer up for some reason it doesn't happen. But a big bucket of sides and a few a la carte sandwiches was 127 renminbi, or about 17 bucks. So honestly, for the amount of food that we got, including 2 drinks, such as one that Tina's drinking there, not a bad haul if you ask me. Actually, it seems like I fixed the flickering a little bit. Let's try some of the fried food first and see how the fried food compares to back home. Try some of the fries. Same exact fries, McDonald's fries that we know and love. The thin shoestring McDonald's fries, loaded with so many ingredients. The oil just tastes good. They don't taste like potatoes really much, but they're delicious in their artificialness. So honestly, everyone around the whole world is united by their love of McDonald's fries. Not bad. Now on the right, they have some McNuggets, but don't need to try those because I'm sure they're exactly the same as back home. But they have popcorn chicken here in China at McDonald's, which is usually only a KFC thing back in the States. So let's try some of the popcorn chicken, why don't we? They're good. I think I prefer the ones at KFC back home more than these, although not bad. They actually kind of have like a spicy aftertaste. Let me show you real quick. I'll bite one open and I'll just show you. They're really juicy on the inside. Oh, white meat chicken, not overcooked. What's good about fast food is that for the most part, I know there's better and worse locations back home, but the process for making their foods is as uniform as it gets, which is why it's fast food. So the chicken is never overcooked, never undercooked, nice and juicy and fried crispy on the outside. Though I slightly take back what I said earlier in that I've definitely had some pretty bad McDonald's locations back home, but at least in China, this seems to be a good location. I'm gonna leave Tina the bucket to snack on while we try some of our other items. Why don't we? And the first thing I want to try is their bamboo shoot fried chicken wrap. All right, I think this is the bottom half of the wrap, and that's like the butt end. And we have long strips of fried chicken inside this, and also bamboo shoots. Those aren't onions, those are bamboo shoots. Refresh the palate first with some Sprite. Whoa, the Sprite is so different than America. Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, the Sprite is exactly the same. This is not gonna be any different. Still the same cool, refreshing lemon lime carbonated beverage. Hashtag not sponsored. Although, I do wanna show you guys that they don't really use straws much here. They kind of just drink straight out of the cup. They have like a little hole in the plastic, if you can see it, where you sip out of. So interesting, different take there. Let's try the wrap. Forgive the flickering light, which I sometimes can't do anything about. Interesting. The chicken tastes exactly like the fried chicken we just ate, like particularly the popcorn chicken. So you know, it's juicy, crunchy on the outside, spicy aftertaste. The pickled bamboo shoots though is what really gives this like a real Chinese flavor. Like you bite into this and suddenly you feel like you're eating a completely different cuisine and not so much a Western cuisine, especially with the spiciness added to the fried chicken. It really does taste like a Chinese street food. The rubberiness of the bamboo shoots added with that pickled flavor, not sour like people think of pickles back in the US, but still fermented. I can't really think of the best way to explain it. You kind of just have to eat pickled bamboo shoots just to know what they taste like. You know, if you've ever had ramen, they tend to have them as common toppings in Japanese ramen. For me personally, I mean, you know, I'm super Americanized, super Westernized. I don't really dig this. I personally feel like when I eat fried chicken, I really want the savoriness of the chicken, the oiliness, the greasiness of it to be the star. I feel like these bamboo shoots kind of confuse the palate a little bit. Like they kind of add some of that fermented, pickled, like soft and crunchy flavor, and it kind of takes away from what makes the oily, crispy, and juicy and spicy fried chicken great. I kind of prefer savory flavors to go together rather than adding pickles to them. I mean, I don't even like pickles in burgers and chicken sandwiches back home, but that is just my opinion, of course. It's definitely interesting and I'm glad I tried it. Another palate refresh. When you're sick, soda does wonders. Like especially if you have like a sore throat, it massages you while it goes down the chute. Next up, let's move on to the grilled chicken sandwich. And like I said, this is not gonna be grilled like grilled chicken sandwiches back home. Back in America, we tend to use white meat, while here when they eat grilled chicken sandwiches, they use dark meat, which I think is a smart move because dark meat to me is almost objectively better. Open this guy up. Oops, we opened it upside down, or they assembled the sandwich upside down. One or the other. And here is our entire grilled chicken patty. You know, somehow by being grilled, it doesn't look quite as processed as like the fried chicken sandwiches that are common back home. It's covered in a lot of sauce, so, you know, kind of hard to see it clearly, especially with the lettuce on top, but actually I'm kind of excited. I mean, this is actually looking fairly homemade and pretty delicious. Oh, but a very thin piece of chicken, so maybe you kind of get what you pay for. A bite of the grilled chicken dark meat sandwich. Oh, that's really good. I had one of these grilled chicken leg sandwiches at Burger King here in China the other day, and I thought that was amazing. I think this McDonald's one is somehow better. Honestly, the choice in using dark chicken is such a good one. Like, I'm pretty sure this is chicken thigh, like boneless chicken thigh. Back home, when people eat grilled chicken sandwiches, it's almost always white meat, probably because when people eat grilled chicken sandwiches in general, they probably want to eat something healthier, so they want white meat. But honestly, the dark meat is where it's at. It's just more juicy, more flavorful. Honestly, for fast food, this is just fantastic. I mean, it's an amazing sandwich. I really wish they offered this back home. I wish you guys could try it. So if you're ever in China, swing by McDonald's and try it. You won't regret it. I mean, the mayo sauce on top is really savory as well. Like, kind of has like a buttery, almost slightly sweet. The lettuce is pretty forgettable, kind of gets lost in the shuffle of everything. Honestly though, this big hunk of grilled chicken meat, like boneless chicken thigh, it does kind of taste like you're eating like a homemade grilled chicken sandwich, like something that you might get at like a barbecue or something. Juicy, and honestly, it tastes really homemade, particularly for a fast food restaurant. So, okay, last and hopefully not least, the long-awaited Angus beef burger. If I can just figure out how to open this.
It says here from here.
Oh, Tina. Yeah, see, I can't read Chinese. Tina says this is where you open it. Thank you, Tina. What would I do without you? Not just in China, but in life. Oh, see? Tina knows that it's on both sides. It's like I'm opening like a toy. I'm pretty sure I'm opening this wrong, but it is what it is at this point. We're all in this together. Oh, okay. All right, and here is our, wow, look at this burger. Wow, this, it at least looks fancy. This kind of looks like something you would get from Gordon Ramsay Burger in Vegas. Studded with poppy seeds on the top, as well as sesame to give it like a nice, pleasant, beautiful pattern. The beef on the inside is looking a little thin, but I guess that's not unusual for McDonald's and fast food in general. I did not know that McDonald's could get so fancy. Wow. And that cheese, ooh, that's some liquidy cheese on the inside too. Or is that mustard on the top and then cheese on the bottom? Can't tell, but the last thing we're gonna review at Chinese Mickey D's. It's okay. I mean, it looks so pretty, but when you bite into it, it tastes just like a fast food burger. It does not taste even remotely the way it looks. Like the inside just tastes like a cheap McDonald's burger from the dollar menu, back when the dollar menu at McDonald's was a thing. Is that even Angus beef? I do not believe them. If that is Angus beef, that's gotta be the worst Angus beef I've ever had in my whole life. Like so processed that it could be Wagyu Kobe beef from Japan for all I care, but it's just been processed to death where it just does not taste good at all. And the inside, I don't know. I mean, it looked like a nice melty, liquidy cheese or sauce substance, but it also just tastes really processed and really cheap, and I don't know, it's overly liquidy in taste, like it tastes runny, so I don't know. It looked like a nice sandwich, but it just doesn't taste good, unfortunately. We'll give it one more chance. No, I'm sorry, that's not good at all. I guess at the end of the day, it's still, you know, it's still just fast food, it's still just McDonald's. I mean, I know a lot of YouTubers will go to other countries and pretend that everything they eat at McDonald's is amazing compared to back home, but I mean, that chicken leg sandwich truly was great, but this burger, definitely a big miss. But anyways, guys, hopefully this was an interesting topic and definitely one of my less conventional topics on this channel. A nice break from all the Michelin star food and steak and other fancier stuff that we've eaten. I had a lot of fun trying McDonald's here in China, but definitely let me know what you think of McDonald's in China if you've had it. Have you been to McDonald's in China before? And if you've been to McDonald's outside of the US, what's your favorite McDonald's location and what's your favorite menu item on their menu? Let me know in the comments because great minds eat alike. We're gonna try to put as much of a dent in the food as we can, so that's gonna be it for this video. If you like my videos, as always, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. Gonna try to wash that lame burger out of my mouth. So until next time, I'll see you later.